All right, y'all. This is what we've been waiting for. This is our July savings reallocation. And y'all, while we're reallocating our July savings, we're going to be talking about this crazy movie. Now, you guys know I usually do Movie Mondays. And right now, Movie Mondays, we're talking about House of the Dragon. Usually it's whatever I'm watching, whatever's interesting, I share it with you guys. Hopefully you watch it or leave me comments about what you thought about it. Y'all know I love a good watch. I think that I'm a lawyer in my past life, so I love trial cases. So, y'all, I just love to incorporate those things and topics into the second thing that I love to do, which is cash stuff and budget. And so I thought, what would be a cool way to do something a little different, which is while we're doing our July reallocation, we're going to talk about this new Netflix movie, y'all, A Toxic Love Story. And baby, first of all, if you haven't watched it, spoiler alert, pause this video right now. Go watch it, then come back. Because baby, when I say that thing had more turns and plot twists than our budgets after Christmas, okay? So, spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about the movie. And y'all forgive me because my voice is not doing well. I feel fine. I'm okay. I kind of went back and forth with myself on if I was going to film this video or wait. But y'all, it's the perfect day to film. It's actually really gloomy and rainy today. It's a Saturday, and I don't plan on leaving this house. And so I plan to do this anyway, and I'm not going to let this voice stop us. So I apologize in advance if it sounds raspy. I got my Barry White going on today, y'all, but I feel okay. I'm high spirited, and let's get into this budget and let's get into this movie. But first, before we go further, I want to say, hey, y'all, welcome to Prestige Cash Club. I'm Cece, your savings promoter, and here at the club, we party with pennies and turn our savings into a VIP lifestyle. So join the club. Make sure you subscribe, you like, and you share because we share all of the tips and tricks over here on how to budget and live a VIP lifestyle. So let's get started, y'all. Before we start talking about this crazy, crazy movie, also a love triangle, right? You'll notice I have two completed kind of binders here, if you will. This was my very first completed when I first started cash stuffing, y'all. Look at it. And this just go to show you, right? Just like this movie we about to talk about, sometimes you got to leave the old alone, y'all, but I love this so much. Literally, y'all, this also goes to show you that when you're cash stuffing, y'all, I was just happy to start. I went to Dollar Tree. I got this little zipper pouch from Dollar Tree. Y'all, I threw the little, these are the things that you wrap gifts with. And I found some purple, purple's my favorite color. But they had some letters. And I literally stapled them on here, y'all. As you can see, not aesthetically appealing at all. But for me, it was perfect because I was completing challenges. And I still, as you can see today, I store my minis and tinies in here. However, as I continue to go down my cash stuffing journey, this is my completed binder that I purchased from Salisa with Beautiful Budget Co. And y'all, this binder I love so much. It's purple. It's extra and glittery just like me. We keep our change in here. So when you guys see me play my minis, remember I tell you about my ones. I store my ones in here. So I keep 150 ones in here, and then I allocate the bigger bills. And then if it's times that I need smaller denominations or larger ones, we keep that in this binder, y'all. And I love, 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 love this binder. And so this was supposed to be my completed binder, but I loved it so much I decided to keep it as my kind of cash change binder. So this also shows you can interchange and change up your budget and supplies however you see fit. But I wanted to just show you, you don't have to have expensive stuff to budget and cash stuff. And remember, this is all about saving money, but you can do it and still be cute. I need things to be aesthetically pleasing and colorful and exciting to me. And so for me, this is my vibe. But you might not need all of this. And so literally, you can go get you a cute plastic zipper bag from Dollar Tree. They come in black, they come in all types of colors. You don't have to put nothing on it. Just get a $1.25 bag and start throwing your savings challenges in there. And so you do not have to have a bunch of budgeting supplies in order to budget. So for those of you guys that have never heard of a reallocation, what this is, y'all, look at all of our savings challenge. And when I say this was like the mad dash, I did not think we were going to finish some of these for July. Now, usually we finish a bunch. We do minis and tinies. So we have Mini Movie Monday where we do our minis. And our minis range from $20 to $100. And our tinies range from about $15 to $40. And so these are just small wins that are meant to help you stay motivated with saving your money. So as you can see here, I'm just going to lay these out. Let's just see visually what we saved, and then we're going to count up and see what we actually saved for the month of July. And this is just extra savings that will go into our sinking funds. It's going to give our sinking funds a boost. Or this can also go into some long-term savings for us. All right, y'all. Here they are. We have saved 18 between our minis and our tinies. We've saved a total of 18 in various amounts. Let me show you. So usually what I do is I track these. I like to go back and reflect on how we did. So as you guys know, this is my happy planner. And so here for July, I'm going to just write down the savings challenges that we did. And I thought this was cool. I actually saw Steph on a budget, I believe, do this. And I thought it was a cool idea because I'm like, when would you ever really use these pages in your happy planner? And I thought this was so cool because I used to just write mine in like a notebook. And so I thought this was cool, a cool way to keep everything in one area. So I'm going to go ahead, write these down, write the amounts down, and then I'll be right back, guys. Okay, y'all, we got 485 should be in here. Now, there are a couple that's already pre-allocated to certain things. Like, an example, this one is going to our house savings. This one and this one is going to mom. And then these are going to our Christmas in July. So what we're going to do is we're going to get all the money mixed up, and then we're going to come back and we're going to make sure that we're putting this money in to those, and then we'll reallocate the rest of the funds. We also, first we will take these out, and then we also need to take the money out of our monthly savings challenge and our savings binder. right, y'all. Let's make sure we have $4.85. And let's get a little sort quick just in case. I don't want to have to fight with no bills today. So somehow I'm short $5. We're not going to worry about it, y'all. $4.80 is what we're working with. Let's also pull out the monthly from our savings. So y'all, we didn't finish this one in the month of July. We're going to keep the savings challenge in there, but we're going to take the money out. So we're adding an extra $40. So that puts us at $500. And we also have another monthly savings challenge, which gives us an extra 20, 40, 60, 75. So we're at $575 to reallocate. Okay, so we're going to take out the items that already have a home, and then we're going to work with what's left. Let's start with holiday. Y'all, so baby, let's start talking about what happened. So first, y'all, they introduce us to Ian and Angela. Ian and Angela, well, really Angela. Angela is this wonderful girl. Anybody would want to date her. Okay, holiday binder. Let's double check how much is going into Christmas. So we're adding 71 into Christmas. 71 into Christmas. So y'all, Angela is engaged to Ian. Ian is this U.S. Marshal. He has a condo. Angela moves into his condo. She's an amazing woman. He marries her in like 3 months. Something crazy, right? Shortly after, she finds out she's pregnant. They're excited. Life is good. And all of a sudden, Angela starts receiving these crazy text messages talking about, she starts getting these threatening emails and messages from Michelle. Now, all of these signs point towards Ian's ex. So Michelle, let's introduce Michelle. Michelle is Ian's ex from some time ago. And y'all, now that so adding this 71 will complete this challenge. So what happens is when I get the 85, I wipe this off and then I move the money back here into our larger challenge. So we're saving $1,500 for Christmas. So what I do is, here, let me show you what I do real quick. So now we have, with the addition of the $71, we have 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 40, 50, 60, 5, 66. So we have $166 that's going into Christmas. So this is a gingerbread Christmas challenge from Sweet Rose Company. And what I do is it has multiple sections. Right now we're working on the section 3, which is the 240 section. So each little icon that we fill in is worth $20. And then once we fill in the $20, we move the money to the back here where all of the rest of our holiday money is going. We've already filled in the icon for section 1, which was $120. Each icon was $10. And so we've completed that one. And so now we jump to section 3, which each icon is $20, and it will save us $240. So we have 166, I believe, right? So we should be able to fill in 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60. So we have 2 more spots, y'all, before we can complete this section, and then we'll move that money toward the back. And it's a cute little just gingerbread, and it just makes it fun to track the money that you have in here so far. And y'all, it's July. I never had money saved in July. And I didn't start, so I saw people started saving for Christmas in January. And I was like, y'all, is it that serious? I can't do it. And so, but I will say now, because what I told myself is I started in June with just small $10 here, $10 there. And then I said in July, I'm going to go hard with starting to save toward Christmas. So we've already done pretty good considering that as of right now, we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 206, plus the 120 we already saved. So we're well on our way to saving for Christmas. And that's as simple as it is. All right, y'all. And that's our holiday binder. Yeah. So back to Michelle. Angela's getting all these crazy messages. It's pointing toward Michelle. And based on these type of messages, like she gonna take away her baby. And I'm using these words. I'm trying to keep it real PG-13. But basically, as I mentioned, at this point, Angela knows she's pregnant. Michelle in these messages are saying that she's going to send somebody over there to harm her in many different ways. And also, remove the baby, if you will. Now, keep in mind, for those of you guys that watch Netflix like me, we watched Maternal Instinct. And baby, that was a whole mess too. I don't understand. Okay, let me not jump ahead, y'all. Okay. Let's also put our money into mom. So we have 25 and 22. So that's 47 going into mom. We're going to round this up to 50. So we're going to put $50 in our mom's retirement. So now Netflix decides that they're going to send us down this rabbit hole. So we're thinking, okay, it's just a normal stalking scenario where Angela is about to get stalked by Ian's ex. But all of a sudden, Netflix decides to tell us that Angela herself has a sketchy past. So Angela, prior to Ian, dated another guy. She was with him. Again, these men are saying that Angela is like amazing. One of the best women that you ever want to have. Okay, we're putting $50 in here. Actually, we're going to put 51. And this is a little tracker that I'm keeping. If you guys remember my Jamaica, this is just a little tracker I got off Amazon when I very first started cash stuffing. Y'all, I don't let stuff go to waste like that. So I decided to put this tracker in my mom's sinking fund. And so as we are adding, I just come in here and I check it off. And it gives me such satisfaction to see that we're making some progress. And this tracker will help us save $5,050 towards my mom's retirement party. And today we're adding 51, towards that amount. So now in Mama's retirement, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 20, 40, 60, 80, 8, 10, 20, 31. 831, y'all, was that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 831. That's awesome. Perfect. And just like that, we've boosted this sinking fund because I don't really stuff this one that much. I usually stuff it at the end of the month, or if we have extra money, like if it's the magic month, or if we have some extra savings, I will stuff this one. All right, we're going to put that off to the side. That is done. And then last but not least, we have $46 that's going into our house fund, which you guys know that's my favorite binder. That's this one here. I created this one for our house fund. And as you can see, it has sections. And y'all, we've been trying to complete this section here with inspections. So under inspections, we need $1,000 in this section. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20. Oh, I forgot. I have a placeholder. So we have $100 in the bank. And then we're going to add 46. So we've added another 46, y'all. So almost to our $1,000 for this section. All right. So where we left off was all of these guys say she's an amazing woman, all of the things. Let's count and see where we end up. And actually, one thing before we start counting, let me show y'all one more thing. I have our reallocation document, and our reallocation document helps us decide what sinking funds we are going to be reallocating the funds to. So let's count up the money that we have left now that we've done our holidays, our house, and mom's sinking fund. So we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 140, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 70. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. 190. And this should be 31s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Oh, because we put those singles in there. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to add $3 to this. Oh, I told y'all also that, remember, we had our wallet. And if you watched my wallet unstuffing, we had money left in weekend fund. I told you guys I would see if we spent the money over the weekend before Sunday when we stuff our wallets for the week. And if not, I was going to reallocate this money. Y'all, we're reallocating the money. So here is the $20 from weekend fund because, as I mentioned, we're not leaving the house. We also depleted many of our categories. And so we're going to use this to give a boost specifically to our house stuff. Okay, so house stuff, we already know $25. I'm going to put that right here in the front. Is going to go there. So actually, I'm going to take this 5. I'm going to round this up to 30. I'm going to put these back in our completed binder. So basically, we'll just have a surplus of $2. because as you guys know, I don't really work with ones. I only keep these ones for purposes of our minis and our tinies. So I'm going to get $30 out of our change binder, and I'm going to put these ones back. So let's do 30. All right, y'all. So we should have $430 with the $20 that we're going to put into, because basically now we deducted the 5 to round up. We got a little extra, but we basically going to say this is the $20 that's going to go into house stuff. We are now going to reallocate the $400. Y'all, so to make this easy, so I don't have to go through all of my binders while we talk through everything, as you guys know, I write all of my sinking funds down on our budget. So I'm just going to pull this and I'm going to reference this and decide which sinking funds need to get money for the reallocation. Okay, y'all, but back to Angela. So she's with this guy. He's head over heels with her. He moves her in. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, she's like, hey, babe, I just want you to know I have cancer and I have to start doing chemotherapy. He's devastated. She's devastated. And so she also has this friend who she's made friends with. I believe they work together, or I can't remember how Mary and Angela knew each other, honestly. But basically, she had just met Angela not too long ago. Angela befriended her, also told her that she had cancer. Mary's like, oh my God. Angela found an interest in her kids. So Mary doesn't know her very long, but she likes her. And now she feels sorry for her because she has cancer. So as you guys know, I always pay myself first in any situation. So for CDC, and I took a big hit, we're going to do $50 in my sinking fund. So time has gone on. Matter of fact, Mary also cuts her hair with Angela in solidarity. Come to find out, after some time goes on, both, I think his name is Robert. We're going to go with Robert for the purposes of this. We're also going to do month ahead. Let's do $50 in month ahead. And so we're going to be deducting, that's $100. So we're down to $300. And I'm going to be calculating on the side, y'all. So Ian is like, I'm going to one of your, I want to be there in support of you. I'm going to go to your appointment. She would never let him come to the appointments with her. And so one day he's just like, no, I want to be supportive, a supportive boyfriend, and I'm coming with you to your appointment. Travel, we're going to do $20. So he ends up going to an appointment with her. Long story short, finds out it's not a cancer treatment. Now, mind you, she'd have been sending him pictures showing that she's at her chemo sessions, and he's just like, oh my God, I really need to be there. She's like, but don't worry about it. I know you're busy. I know you have a lot going on, and I'm a trooper, so I'm just gonna go with this alone, right? 6-month insurance. Let's add $40 to this one, y'all. Long story short, they go to this appointment. Robert gets to asking questions because he's like, this don't seem like a chemo center. He asks the lady, well, what type of medical facility are we at? And she says, oh, basically it was like an esthetician. So we're here to remove the mole from her ankle. Y'all, when they said that, I could have fell out. What? Robert is like, get out of here. I know you're lying to me. Okay, y'all. Car maintenance. Let's add $50 in car maintenance. So now that's minus 20, minus 40, minus 50. Okay, so we still got $290 left. Y'all, so Robert is done. Robert is like, I'm a smart guy. Don't like I'm with you because I want to be with you. But you're not gonna play me for a fool, right? So he doesn't confront her right away. He goes in and starts his investigation. And lo and behold, he starts looking for like chemo pictures on Google. Why did he find the picture that the girl had sent him, text him when she was supposed to be in a session having her chemo? And he found it on Google from somebody else that had posted it on Google. Y'all, Robert is done. Robert's like, need you say anything else to me? Okay, y'all, house stuff. As you guys know, we deplenished house stuff this month. We're putting the $20 that came from our wallet, plus we're going to add 20 more. So let's do 40 in house stuff. All right, so we're down to 250, y'all. So fast forward, Mary is also feeling a little sketchy about Angela now. So Mary notices that while she didn't cut her hair in solidarity with Angela as she goes through this chemo, she notices that Angela has come over to the house. She has on this beanie, and Angela's like pushing her hair up in her hat. And she's like, so she's thinking like, oh, she's self-conscious about her hair. Y'all, we got birthdays and giving. Birthdays, let's add 20. So she's thinking that the girl is self-conscious. Come to find out, she's pushing her hair up in this hat. The girl didn't even have good enough sense to like go through with it all the way. Shave your hair off while you're going through the chemo at least. Girl, the girl still got a full head of hair, wearing wigs and everything. So Robert is like, help me come get her stuff. She gotta go. All right, y'all. Medical. Let's add an extra. Let's do 25 in medical. So we should be at 205. So Amazon and hobbies. Amazon, y'all know we also depleted this one. So Amazon, let's do 40 in this one, y'all. And Amazon is my everything binder. Clothes, beauty, personal care, anything, because I buy pretty much so much of my stuff off of Amazon. So it's kind of my like beauty / clothing instead of having different sinking funds for all of that stuff. So let's do 40. That's going to be, so we're down to 165. And then hobbies, to knock off that, I'm going to do just $5 in hobbies. And hobbies is like all of my cash stuff and supplies when I want to buy new stuff off Etsy, or I need to replenish envelopes or something like that. Like an example, y'all, I'm getting rid of these holiday ones. See these plastic PVC ones? I thought they would be so cute because of, they were clear. You could see through them instead of like the vellum, the matte looking ones. So I do like that part. But y'all, you hear that? They stick together. They're sticky. And I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. So anyway, fast forward. Robert is my type of guy. Robert calls over all their friends and family, put them in a room, and it's like, you owe everybody here an apology. Calls her out, bring the receipts. Mary is there with the camera to record all of this, y'all. If Mary wasn't recording, we would never know that this stuff was legit. This woman would be denying it left and right. Okay, y'all, we still got $165 to allocate. Let's go with annual. Let's do $20 in annual. Y'all, so fast forward. So now Robert is done with her. They done called her out. She done fled, ran away. That's the end. But what Netflix was trying to do was build up the fact that Angela is a compulsive liar, a manipulator, and all of the things, right? So now I'm like, oh my God, poor Ian, right? Ian has married this woman. She's now pregnant by him. And now Michelle, Ian's ex, is stalking her. So I'm like, oh, that's good karma, right? This is her karma for what she did to Robert and Mary back in her past relationship. But also I'm like, Ian, watch out. She a little crazy, right? So now we fast forward. The messages, the emails are spiking up. Okay, y'all, let's move to self-care. Let's add 20 in self-care. So fast forward, everything is spiking up. The emails are ramping up. They're literally telling her, like, I'm sending somebody to your house to take advantage of you. I'll use that version. Okay, y'all, we still got $140. So self-care, we got daddy. Let's be a little fair to daddy. Let's put $20 in my dad's sinking fund. So we're down to 120. Let's do God kids. Let's do 40 for them. And I try to do a little extra for them because I usually don't really, I put it in their sinking funds toward the end. So we're down to 80. So we already took care of holidays with, we got holidays off the top. So these are all of our sinking funds. Let me just go back through and see. Oh, let's do giving, y'all. Now that we know where we are, let's do $20 in giving. And is there any other one that we want to hit? Oh, let's do emergency fund. That puts us at $60. Emergency, let's do 50 in emergency priorities. That gives us an extra $10. And you know what? Hobbies, we're going to stuff that extra $10 into hobbies. And y'all, that's our money. So let's get to stuffing. Now that we know what is going to be allocated, I'm going to put this off to the side, and then we're going to put this money into our binders. Okay, y'all. So Anaheim police, they're like at their house like every other day at this point. They've had a threat that a guy has attempted to come to the house, y'all. And so they are like freaked out. And so Ian is like, what do we have to do to get Michelle locked up for sending these crazy emails, all of the threats that she's putting forth to my pregnant wife? And so the police are like, we're serving her. We got to first serve her. And then if she keeps violating the restraining order, we will make sure that she's locked up. So 50, y'all, is going into my personal sinking fund. And y'all don't worry about the trackers. I will do the trackers after. We just want to make sure that the money is going in there. So we've been able to beef this one back up, y'all. $403 in my personal sinking fund. I believe that's right. All right. Emergency is going to also get 50. So y'all, now, all of a sudden, one day, we get a police dispatch recording. Here comes Angela calling dispatch. Somebody assaulted me in my garage. A man came up behind me, smushed my face in the wall. Now keep in mind, he assaulted her. He didn't go through with the assault, but he came there, halfway assaulted her, and didn't do it. But I guess he got scared off or whatever, you know, depending on what she said. Now, at this point, Ian's not at the house. It's just Angela. Police come out. She got a little smush smear makeup on the wall where he then allegedly pushed her face up against the wall. So now we're like, oh my God, it finally happened. It escalated. Let's do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. We're going to get rid of some of these fives. And we'll condense this down later, y'all. So 50 is going into emergency. So now the police is like, that's it. She done crossed the line. Somebody then finally came in here to attack you. Oh, y'all, they arrest Michelle. Michelle is like, y'all, I don't know what's going on. But I feel like also, now keep in mind, when they arrest Michelle, on one hand, she's like, this isn't me. Where they're like, well, did you send this email? Did you send that email? Come to find out why Michelle done sent like 2 of the emails. And you're like, oh my God, Michelle is crazy. But fast forward, now Michelle's in jail. And they're trying to build the case against Michelle. Y'all, why? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days is going by. Michelle is still in jail. While this is happening, stuff is going on with Ian and Angela, where at some point, I guess Ian realized, remember now, Angela, compulsive liar, remember the situation with the cancer, no cancer. And now Ian has just found out that Angela is not pregnant. Now, they didn't really tell us how Ian found this out. In car maintenance, we're doing $50. They didn't really tell us how he ended up finding out that she wasn't pregnant. Now, keep in mind, Angela is a very small frame lady. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is going into car maintenance. So I'm sure now it's been a couple of months. And now keep in mind, Ian is a U.S. Marshal. He's not a fool, right? And they're used to tracking down criminals. This woman, time is progressing, and she's probably not gaining zero weight. Travel, we're putting $20 into travel. So I'm sure that sparks up some concern, because next thing that we know, all we know is Leslie. So, let's introduce Leslie. And y'all, we put a little tracker in travel, again, just to make it fun. So we just put 20 in here. So let's do this 10, a 8, and a 2. That's $20. And this is a cute tracker from Angela at Emzo's Budget. And it's called Let's Get This Bread. So Ian calls his best friend Leslie. Y'all, pause for Leslie. Okay, Leslie is this loyal friend that Ian has. They've been friends for all of this years. Now, maybe Leslie, let me just fast forward. Some think that Leslie has a thing for Ian. Leslie is like, no, I don't. Ian is just really close to our family. 6-month insurance is getting $40. And I love him with all of my heart, but only as a close friend and family, not as, a lover. So Ian is like letting Leslie know what's happening through everything with Angela, them whole Michelle factor, etc. All right, 6-month insurance, we done. Ish happens, we're going to skip that one. House stuff is getting $40. So Ian and Leslie go to the police to tell the police about Ian confronting Angela that she's not pregnant. So Angela flees, she leaves. While Ian is now snooping through her stuff, he finds all these pregnancy tests. He finds a little blue marker. Why my girl then filled in the blue marker and faked her pregnancy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50. I'm like, Angela, you didn't learn from the last situation with Robert. They done called you out. They done put you out there. Now you with Ian and you done faked the whole pregnancy. And I don't understand what's with these women faking pregnancies, as if eventually 2 things got to happen. Your stomach got to grow, even if let's just say you get a baby bump, or let's just say you're more heavy set where you can hide it a little longer. But eventually this baby got to come, unless you're going to fake a miscarriage and then start all over again every time. I don't know. But I've never understood why birthdays is getting 20. Why these women fake pregnancies, and then you put yourself in a situation where this baby got to come to term. Given it's going to get 20. Y'all, so Ian go to the police, and now he's like, I don't know what to believe. The girl left. She won't answer none of my calls. Now, mind you, he's calling. So he said, I don't know if Michelle really has been sending these messages. Angela could have been sending these messages to herself. I'm like, get her, because this is what you get. You keep playing these games. You're scamming these people. You're lying. And now you're finally getting called out. You met your match. Ian is a marshal. How did you think you was going to get this over him? Y'all, they go find Angela. They ask Angela about the situation with Robert. She acknowledges that she dated him. She acknowledges that there was this thing came up, but she don't know nothing about no chemotherapy. She never had cancer to that extent. So now Robert and Mary are like, see what I mean? Mary like, I don't even know if her name is Angela. Y'all, medical is getting 25. Mary's like, I don't know anything about the lady. She, mind you, she's also supposed to have her law degree. So we never confirmed if that was true or not. And I actually play a medical savings game, y'all, to kind of make this fun. I think that I'm not going to do it today for purposes of time, but we'll play that. We usually play it when we're stuffing our normal cash stuffing. Amazon is getting $40. Now, they are convinced that maybe Michelle didn't do this. So poor Michelle, they let her out because Angela's a liar. They find Angela. She admits to lying about the pregnancy. She admits to lying about the assault that happened in the garage that ultimately led to Michelle being arrested. And they basically gave the girl, like, I think it was either 3 or 5 years in jail. 5, 10, 15, 20. Let's do 30, 40 for Amazon. I like to keep some small bills in here because we go in here quite a bit. Y'all, so now they like, okay, Angela has pleaded guilty. Let Michelle out. Michelle, now keep in mind, Michelle's life has been ruined. This woman has been framed. She's been locked up in jail for 90 days. I'm like, Michelle, sue them, Michelle. Sue them. Because it shouldn't have took them 90 days to pull your digital footprint to see that you hadn't sent these messages. So Michelle like, I'm not letting this go. Let me tell y'all about Ian. Because Ian ain't that squeaky clean either. So Michelle goes to the FBI. We're going to move in our low priority binder now, guys. And so annual is going to get $20. 5, 10. And let's do a 10. So Michelle is talking to the FBI and was like, they were like, well, how did you get here? Because what made you look guilty was this email that you said you sent. And she said, well, I didn't send it to Angela. I sent that email to Ian when we broke up a few years ago. And that's because me and Ian dated, long story short. So then this is when we get the background of Ian and Michelle, y'all. So Ian and Michelle dated. They had a really good relationship. And then all of a sudden, Ian started coming out of bag on Michelle. He started trying to manipulate her. He started trying to exert these fantasies that he wanted her to fulfill. And Michelle is like, whoa, who are you? Where is this guy coming from? Self-care is going to get $20. And we also have a tracker in this one that I use that will save us $35. And this tracker only has space for 4. So we know we have at least saved $35 in this one. And y'all, when I get these little free trackers, and these come off of people's Ko-fi channel. So when you guys hear me do Quickie Friday or Mini Monday, I'm getting these free challenges from their Ko-fi, and literally I print them out. But isn't this so cute? I thought this was so cute, so I put it in my self-care just to give me a little motivation to track and actually put money in my self-care. So let's do 20 in self-care. So y'all, Michelle goes on to tell them how Ian basically got her to buy this condo. She maxes out her savings. Hobbies, we're going to add 15 into hobbies. She maxes out her savings for the purposes of them buying this condo. Ian then basically starts manipulating her. Roth is getting nothing. Work travel is getting nothing. Mama's retirement is getting nothing. Daddy will get 20. So let's do 2 10s and a 20. And we're almost winding down, y'all, on our money. And basically, he had become controlling and almost abusive. So she saw the red flag. She was like, I'm getting out of here. And so she gets out of there. But now she's like an emotional mess. Like, he has terrorized her over these last months in this house. So she saw opportunity to leave, and that's what she did. Last but not least, God Kids is going to be getting the remaining $5, $10, $15 into God Kids. So the FBI starts looking more into Ian. They find these inconsistencies with even his statements made. And basically, with some good police work, some digital forensic investigating, y'all, why they come to find out, this man was lying the whole time. Y'all, you could have sold me for $1. You could have sold me for $1. And I'm sitting here like, oh, Angela, that's what you get. I said, I didn't know who was crazier. It was like the scammer getting scammed. I didn't know whether to be happy that Angela got her karma from Ian, but then come to find out, Ian was doing all of this to get back at Michelle for getting away, for not letting him abuse her and control her. So all of this was simply about getting back at Michelle, but he found a perfect toxic person to be able to do this with. And now they weren't able to confirm if they were in cahoots, or at some point Angela realized she was getting manipulated, and then she was kind of going so far with it on her own, and then she realized she was getting manipulated, or Ian with his manipulated self realized that he was getting manipulated by Angela because she was never pregnant in the first place. So literally both of them are manipulating each other. It's just Ian, because he's smarter, he's a U.S. Marshal, so he has more resources. He was able to one-up her, calls her out. So now she done flee because, here she is again, caught red-handed for lying about her pregnancy. And anything else, we don't know if she was sending emails to herself, but we do know that Ian was sending those emails from the account playing as Michelle. Y'all, they lock Ian up. He gets 10 years in jail. Angela serves her years. She leaves California. I don't know if I mentioned all of this happens in Anaheim, California, y'all. I'm like, hold up. So everybody did it. Everybody did it. Michelle sent the initial crazy email to Ian, which he was able to use against her later. But she had to get her name clear. Y'all, I was so happy to find out that she sued the Anaheim police for having her in jail for 90 days. Got a nice little settlement for it. Netflix just had me reallocating all of my thoughts and expressions watching this movie, just like this reallocation. Y'all, why did y'all think this is the topic that I chose for this reallocation? You got to watch it. Or if you watch it and was like, it was just too much, I couldn't keep up with it. This is why I'm telling you about it, because it was crazy. Y'all, we have reallocated our $485. Now, this is our smallest reallocation to date. But as I mentioned in some of my other videos, we had a couple of things come up. So some of the extra money that we like to save didn't quite happen this month. But guess what? It was still $485 more saved than I probably would have saved if I wasn't budgeting, playing my savings games, and holding myself accountable. So, moral of this story is, regardless of how beautiful it looks, right? Yes, I would have loved to reallocate $1,000 this month, but I still felt good reallocating that $485, even though it did feel a little toxic. And this reallocation just helps us give a boost to those sinking funds. So y'all, that's my take on a toxic love story. Tell me in the comments, did you watch it? Did you think that Angela was the mastermind? Did you figure Ian out before the ending? I need to know if y'all were sitting here glued to y'all TV like me. Now, this is July. We have finish July with a bam. We get to start all over for August. So keep watch. We've done our August budget already. So if you haven't, make sure you watch that video. We are going to stuff our envelopes and our wallet for the first week of August. So we're all ready to start August strong. And y'all, I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If so, please make sure to like, give me a comment, put this emoji in the comment if you enjoyed this video. And please make sure that you are following Prestige Cash Club for more savings tips and tricks.